Today I'm going to be talking about 9 lessons that I wish I knew when I started my entrepreneurial journey. Or my entrepreneurship journey. If you're trying to get into the online entrepreneurship space or just entrepreneurship, or you're in the space and you feel stuck, take these lessons that I'm going to give you and transport yourself years into the future. I've been doing this 10, 12 years now since I first started my recording studio, and then transitioned to the online space and did a bunch of other businesses. These are the 9 things that could be the most valuable for you. And if you implement these, I can almost guarantee that you're going to skip 10 years ahead into the future with new knowledge and new expertise that if you take these on, they're going to help you a ton. Okay, so let's get started. First, understanding that you are responsible for everything in your life. How much money you make, your level of happiness, the outcomes you have, the way your life looks. I even like to go as far as even the things that I could never imagine me being at fault for, taking responsibility for. And when I do that, it gives me a power. It gives me the ability to control my destiny and control the outcomes that I get. And so taking this accountability is incredible and has been one of the biggest things for me in every aspect of my life, in every single thing. And understanding that the victim mentality is deadly and it'll kill you. Me growing up, the way I was, it's not even that I was taught, it's just how the world kind of conditions a lot of us, is that the world is happening to you, and your health, the money you make, the results you get are outside of, your control. And the truth is, that's not the truth. The truth is, you can do what you want to do and you can change your circumstances. And for some of you that are like, Jack, how in the world could my current situation be my fault? You may have had some of the worst situations come up known to man. I like to think of my life as, I've been very lucky and very fortunate for the things that I've had, and the opportunities that I've gotten have been amazing. But you may, on the other hand, have gone through some of the worst things you could ever imagine, and you could be saying like, Jack, how could this be my fault? And at the end of the day, even if it's not your fault that you're there, if you take the ownership on as it is your own, guess what? You now have the power to change it. And when you start doing this, doors start to open. People start to come into your life. This accountability and this ownership for your situation, it gives you this strength and this power that you can change your outcomes. And what it will do is it will inspire you. It will get you excited. And it's not something you can snap your fingers and do. You're going to catch yourself back in these old almost scripts that you're running on. And when you find yourself that you're out of the complete ownership, like the world's happening to me, or it's not my fault, this happened, or they said this, and that's why I'm here. When you start to find that script, you got to wake up and you got to get back on track and realize that you're in control. And it's beautiful because you get to create the outcomes that you want. And that's the most beautiful part about taking ownership. Next, scaling your business, scaling entrepreneurship, and sales. It's all about one thing. It's about finding a problem and offering a solution and providing a solution. A lot of people come to me very frequently and they're like, I have the best idea. And ideas alone are actually not good. Even ideas with execution sometimes are not good. Because if the idea doesn't actually solve a problem inside of an industry that are, being had, these problems are being had by humans, and it doesn't solve that problem, then you're not in business and you're not going to make sales. One of the biggest problems, let's look at Amazon, for example. How did they come in and make people's lives better? Let's think about Christmas shopping. I know a lot of people that I know, we love buying gifts for people. What we don't like is going to the store and waiting in line, being around a bunch of people, trying to even see if what we want to buy as a gift is in stock. And so Amazon made Christmas shopping easier. Also, they made online shopping way easier. Back in the day when you ordered something, it took 2, sometimes 4 weeks to even come in. Now with Amazon, you can get it the same day, sometimes within a few hours. And so it's amazing how Amazon has found a problem and provided an amazing solution that makes people's lives better. And Amazon did this. Lots of other people did this. Apple with the cell phone, you think about all the things your cell phone has the capability to do. People used to have a camera. People used to have a GPS that they put on their car. They used to pull out a map. People used to have to write letters, or people used to, only make phone calls. I don't know if y'all remember, but it wasn't long ago. I don't even really remember, but it wasn't long ago where you couldn't actually text message. It wasn't a thing. It was just calls. And even before calls, you had to write letters. And then before, I don't know what happened before then. I can't go back that far. But my point is, business, sales is all about finding a problem that is not making up a problem, not creating a problem or giving a problem to somebody, finding a true problem and solving it. And if you can do that, you're going to make a lot of money. And that's the second key lesson that I wish I knew, because there were so many times where I thought I had a good idea and I tried to implement it and it just didn't work because it wasn't a true problem that needed to be solved. Next, number 3, discipline is everything. And what is discipline? To me, discipline is doing something even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't want to do it. And when you build discipline, doing the things that you want to do, doing the things that you don't want to do, becomes easier and it becomes routine. And on the other side of discipline is everything that you ever wanted. For me, I want to be a better person. I want to be a better father. I want to think clear. I want to talk better. I want to make better content. I want to help more people. I want to make a bigger impact. And to do that, truth is, I want to make more money. There's a lot more things that I want. I want lots of things I could just list off right now. But the truth is, to get to that, on the other side of that, to get through the fire is going to take discipline. And it's going to take doing the disciplines such as meditation, exercise, eating right, prayer, healing, talking. It's going to take waking up early. It's going to take all the things that are tough and that most times I don't feel like doing. You don't feel like doing. I didn't want to wake up at 5 o'clock this morning. My alarm went off and I wanted to get back in bed, but I didn't. And I'm nowhere near perfect. This is something that I'm working on continuously, because I think we can all find more discipline in different areas of our lives. Like some areas we're really strong. You may have a very strong discipline to playing video games. There may be discipline there. You may have a very strong discipline to eating bad foods. You may be disciplined, but you may need to flip it around and find discipline in other things. Okay? And so work on you. And it can start with easy things, such as making your bed every morning, saying hello to the people you care about, sending a gratefulness or a gratitude text in the morning. It could, for me, like I have so many things I need to work on in our business today. I didn't really want to sit down here and shoot content and talk on the camera. I didn't feel like it, but I did it anyways because I'm really trying to build this discipline. Am I the most disciplined person even that I know? Absolutely not. But I like to think that I've built a lot of discipline in a lot of areas. I want to take all areas over, and I want to be an absolute terminator of discipline. And that's my goal. And then when you start to implement that, everything else falls into place. Your business, your personal life, your relationships, your health, your money. And it can truly change the outcome of what you want and the trajectory that you will end up on. Next, number 4, the fourth key lesson that I learned is mindfulness. And I used to think that being mindful was going to be one of the hardest things that I could possibly do. Because when you hear mindfulness, you're like, hey, what do I got to do? What is mindfulness? To me, mindfulness is being aware, raising your awareness of not what's just around you, not just information, not just knowledge, but most importantly, you. What are the thoughts that you're thinking? How are you talking? How are you feeling? Who are you becoming? Who are you being? And when you get that, and when you start to become more aware, you become mindful. And this can change everything. And so what I was about to go into is, you think of mindfulness as how do you get it? You got to meditate. And you may be like, I can't sit there and be quiet with myself. That's the exact problem that you need to solve. You need to be able to sit in a room quiet, no dopamine hits, no cell phone, no scrolling on TikTok, but sit there, be with yourself, and then you start to really realize who you are. And if you're struggling with addiction, if you're struggling with health issues, if you're struggling with stress, anxiety, being mindful and putting in a 5, 10, 20-minute practice every single day will literally change your life. And I'm a testament. It's completely changed my life. And I would not be anywhere, I would not even touch the success that I've seen right now without this mindfulness. And so I beg you, if there's one of these that you take, implement a practice of mindfulness every single day. It could be 5, could be 10 minutes. Practice, sit there, meditate, be aware of what you're thinking. Your life will change. And I've seen it change countless people besides myself as well. So, number 5, let's move on. Number 5 key lesson. It's almost impossible to start a business while you're working a 9 to 5. Starting a business on its own is almost impossible in itself. And when you're doing another job and you're trying to balance a business plus a 9 to 5, it's almost impossible. And so you need to be all in on your business. And when you cut the ropes and when you burn the boats, as they say, you're going to start seeing bigger results quicker. Now, one of the reasons I'm such a big believer, and you always hear me talk about sales, closing online, is because you don't have to start your own business. It is an entrepreneurial journey. It's like, for me, it's like the first step that you should take if you're a beginner. But you don't have to actually build a business when you're in sales. The business is already there. You're just partnering with this company and making commission. And that's why I see it so beneficial for so many people trying to get out of the rat race of the 9 to 5. And so if you're one of those people that are building a business and you're working a 9 to 5, I respect it so much. But there's going to be a point where you're going to have to cut ties with the 9 to 5 and go all in. You'll know when that time is, but I will say you're going to be nervous, you're going to be scared, it's going to be risky, and for some of you, you can't afford to not make it work, and that's what's beautiful. And I'll say this, if you don't have the courage to actually go all in on your entrepreneurial journey, if you don't have the courage to do it, this is not for you. You shouldn't even start it. You got to have the courage to take the first step to get started. Cut the ropes, burn the boats, let's go and build your business. Or if you're just wanting to get into sales, start sales. Go all in. Next, number 6, ignore what people think about you. Now, when you start your journey, a lot of your friends, your family, the people you even love may be like, hey, you shouldn't do this. This is not the route you should take. And what you have to do is you have to have the conviction in yourself and what you're doing that you're going to continue to go, and you're not going to hold weight in other people's opinions. Don't ask other people their opinions, because they're going to give it to you. And a lot of times they're going to give it to you whether you want it or not. And so you need to be in conviction. Don't try to fight people's opinions, because their opinions are valid, but it doesn't mean it's real, if that makes sense. I have a belief that what people think, so many people are just, they're manic, they're out of control with their thinking, and they don't even remember what they think. So people's thoughts and opinions of you, they're not even real. And I would just completely not let them hold weight in your life. And so when you can get that, what happens is you are free, and you're free to make the decisions that you think are best for you and your business and the people that are closest to you. And if you have people that their opinions are in opposition to yours close to you, that's fine. But you're going to have to put up a barrier to where they don't come into you and affect you. And when you stop caring about people's opinions, things will change for you 100%. It's super important that you master this one skill. Do not put stock in what people think. I also want to say, don't argue with people about their opinion. I told you a second ago, it's valid. It is. But the person who's really convicted in what they're doing, they're not going to justify why they're doing it. So if somebody gives you an opinion that you don't like, or that is, I wouldn't even say you don't like, I would say it's against what you're doing, I would say, thank you, I appreciate that. Okay. And then move on. There's no reason to stick up for yourself, because the people who stick up for themselves, somewhere inside of them feel like it's wrong. And so the person who really believes in what they're doing, they just keep going. And so nix all that out. And for me, I wake up to comments every single day on my social media, in my DMs. Hey, you're fake, whatever. Truth is, they don't really know me. They don't know my goals. They don't know what I'm doing. They don't know where my heart is and the impact that I want to make. And so that's easier for me. And it was hard at first, it's hard to not, I actually got used to that because I was making music. And, you're making music, you're subject to everybody's opinion. And that's why you make your art. But you need to learn how to quiet the noise of other people's thoughts, or at least not even pay attention to it and keep going. It's a skill that you're never going to always have, but it's something that you need to work on. You're not always going to just be able to disregard any and everybody's opinion about you. So that's great. Let's keep going. That would be number 6. And then number 7 is focus. There's a epidemic, I like to say, of people getting shiny object syndrome. And what I mean by that is starting something, seeing something else, it looks like it'd be easier or better, and going to do it. And they start that, and then they see something else and they go and do it. And what happens is they never actually get any results. And then they're doing like 10 different things. And when you do 10 things, okay, and I'm doing one thing at an elite level, I'm going to bust you every single time. And so you need to understand that focus is your superpower in this game of entrepreneurship. If you can focus on one thing, build it until it's good. And you might be like, Jack, what if I need to move on to the next thing? You'll know when it's time, because you'll be in alignment with it, and it'll just pull you into it, and it'll be like a transformation of, instead of like leaving the other thing and quitting it. You know the difference. And if you have to ask yourself, it's probably not time. It just means what's happened is you've come up against some resistance, and it's gotten tough, and you've seen some other things that may look easier, and you want to go out there and do it. But your key is focus. Don't do a bunch of things. Do one thing, focus on it, get it right. And then I always say, I can quit anytime I want, but I can't quit until I solve this problem or reach my next goal. And when I get to my goal or I solve that problem, most of the time I'm like, hey, I don't even want to quit. I want to keep going. This is awesome. This is the best thing I ever did. And so stay focused, Don't get distracted by all the other amazing ways to do things. Amazing. Number 8, great artist still. There's nothing new under the sun. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to model yourself, your business, your life after people that you like and you want to, achieve a similar result as them. If they have a similar business, they could have the same business. You may be able to exactly duplicate what they do and then improve it. But look for the people that are doing and are living the life that you want. And then also look at what they're not just the life they're living. That's cool. It can be easy to try to mimic that. But more importantly, go back, see what they did, see the steps they took, the thoughts they started thinking, the way they started acting, the people they became, and look at that. And that's going to give you the key to how you should live your life. Look at who you want to mimic, you want to model, I would say, as opposed to mimic, but look at who you want to model your life after. Go after it and duplicate that life. Great artist still. Look at what's happened, duplicate it, and then create your own life around it. Finally, the last one, number 9, live in abundance. There's a lot of things out there that can weigh you down during the day. Stress of work, stress of business, stress of money, family, health. There's infinite things that can really weigh on you in this life. And so what you need to understand is it's easy to get into a mode of scarcity. And the key here is living in abundance. How do you live knowing that you're going to be taken care of and your family's going to be fine and you're going to be healthy? And even when it looks bad, when you can start to act in abundance, what happens is the world around you starts to show up in a way that you couldn't even imagine, in a way that, hey, I need a connection to help me do this. And then the other day, I wanted some guidance on this thing. I didn't tell anything about it. But I got an email from a friend who just connected me with a guy that solves this problem. And I'm like, oh, this is incredible. And it just starts showing up. So I'm going around living in abundance. I'm not living in scarcity. I'm believing that everything out there's enough for all of us to do. There's enough for you to be successful. We can all be successful. And everything I need is just coming to me, and I already have it. And I don't need any more. What happens is it just puts off this vibration of I'm good. And it attracts more, I'm good. And it brings in more, I'm good. As opposed to like, I don't have it, I'm scared, we might lose it. And this is something I've got really good at, and I've been up and down. Sometimes I got to snap out of it, like stop putting attention on the stresses and the problems. Take the attention off the problem, which is good. You find the problem, but add the next part to it. Shift your attention to the solution. Be solution oriented. And when you do that, your business, your life will thrive. And this is super important, the abundance part. It's hard to live in abundance sometimes when you feel like you're not. So you may have to go back to the basis of life and understand that if you're breathing right now, if you're actually able to listen to this, your heart's beating, you're alive, one blessing. You can hear, one blessing. If you're watching this video, and not just listening, you can see, another blessing. Start being thankful for some of the small things in life. I like to be grateful for the ability to brush my teeth. I have 2 hands. I can put toothpaste on and brush my teeth. And it's such a simple thing that we often overlook. And that's how you begin to live in abundance. And that is the 9th key lesson that I wish that I knew. And even a reminder to myself today, we can always do each of these things at a higher level. And I'm committed to being better and doing all of these things at a high level. And it's going to require, number 3, discipline, a lot of it. And I'm super excited to continue to grow, continue to learn, and hopefully y'all can follow my journey as I get to expand this list and add new things to it. So hope you got something from this. I don't even like to say this because it's just kind of cliche, but if you did value this, drop a comment. It would mean the world to me if you got something from it. Subscribe, like, do all the things that YouTube likes. I'm really trying to take this seriously and make a bigger impact for people. So appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. 9 lessons. Let's get it.